What's up, guys? Justin Morgan here, Carved Up Vegan Muscle, and today I'm sporting a new shirt. They threw me at the strongman gym that I go to the other day. I don't know what the 20 is supposed to mean here, but this is a guy from the gym. It's actually in my the Atlas Stone video that I posted up standing beside me. And I normally wear a large. I just put this on, and it's a 2XL, so it's kind of like wearing a tent on me, but that's alright, I'll sport it anyway. Last week I posted up the Q&A and I did not get very many questions. I got one though, and I thought that I would respond to it, and if anybody has questions this week, and post it down below, and then I'll probably do another Q&A video next week, and you guys can ask any questions that you like. I was not expecting this one was a little more complex than I had anticipated. Some of the questions being in a little different perspective. This is teambanana.com, my buddy, and I responded to him through message, but sometimes I don't always get back to some of the questions and things that come in on the page here. As I mentioned many times before, I work just about every night. I go to school through the day, full-time. I have a lot going on. Strength training, I have a wife, 3 kids, we own a house. So there's a lot going on, but his question had to do with he does a lot with endurance. He is an endurance athlete, he said he ran 30 marathons, plans to run 30 marathons next year, so that's a ton of marathons. Very, very well conditioned endurance athlete, meets his caloric needs, hydration is good, and when he gets down to strength work, he says strength work is 3 times a week, so he does do strength training, it's good, and broken down into 2 different sessions due to current equipment. Into 2 different, so he does strength training 3 times a week, and I think he's saying he does 2 workouts. I'll likely up this to 5 times a week, at least 1 in 10 session to failure. Calisthenics, full workout station, incline dip bars, and gravity boots. Free weights, he lists some free weights that he has. We'll be getting 10 kilogram and 15 kilogram free weight pairs before any other equipment, then bar, plates, squat rack, then bench. The extra free weights will be soonish. The bar and plates will be sometime off due to different restraints. So as you begin to get these new pieces of equipment, you'll be able to utilize much greater loads being put on your body. And I would not recommend for you specifically to go up to 5 times a week. I am partial to some of the 3-day-a-week programs for beginners, particularly, at least until you're meeting a pretty good strength standard for men and for women. And I've gone over those before, but I'll probably do another video here in the next week. I'm covering what I would qualify as good strength standards for different programs. Just an idea, individual leverages and circumstances always win out, but if it gives you an idea of what you might do, then I'll throw that out there. But with this, I would caution against going to failure, really ever. I don't think it's a necessary component. I used to do, as a beginner weightlifter, and I've had this channel open and doing videos as long as I've been lifting weights. So you've seen me do stuff on here where I go to failure, or you will see me fail on reps. And I've never been really big into that style of training, but it's always happened occasionally. And as I've gotten better in my lifting, I'm cautious against doing that, because I recognize now that that is not a necessary component of building muscle, of getting stronger. You do not need to go to failure, and it can potentially be detrimental. Because by going to failure, you actually put a cap on what you're capable of. So if you have 300 pounds on the bar for whatever, any given lift, and you go to complete that lift and you say, I want to do 5 reps, but you fail on your 4th rep, then you have put a cap on what you're capable of, and mentally that will hold you back. And on the flip side of that, I do not think it's beneficial for muscle growth to go to failure. It can actually, in my opinion, be detrimental, because when you come back another day, say you're working out on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then you come back on Wednesday after having failed reps on Monday, and mentally you may have some type of anxiety or something against going with that weight again. So I prefer to see people kind of smoke every rep. You know, last Q&A video I did, I talked about the Juggernaut Fitness Method by Chad Wesley Smith, and it's a pretty good book. I don't follow it exactly to the T, but it is very similar to some of the things that I've been doing, and I think I've kind of adopted some of the percentages and things from it just because I found it so I liked what he had to say and how he laid out the workouts in the book. So I just integrated some of it into my training, and I think that it seems to be going so far. I can't say that it's going well because I haven't really tested its capacity, but it was similar to what I did when I took my squat from 390 to 405. So if that says anything, then there you go with that. But as far as everything goes, it's difficult for me to say in terms of doing like calisthenics and things, but that would be like anything else. It's something that you should probably be doing fairly often through the week, if that's your only source of like upper body and lower body movement, is that you're doing, upper body movements is that you're doing pull-ups and dips and that kind of thing. So I would say at least 3 times a week would be a good thing. Now there are ways to integrate 5-day-a-week programs in. Many Olympic weightlifters that are going particularly into big events like nationals. We just watched Ile Ilian, who I've brought up several times, set a new world record as a vegetarian, by the way. So congrats to him on that. But I think he was training like 3 times a day, like 5 to 6 days a week. So most certainly there are ways to integrate that in, but I think where the danger in that comes is that you're also doing marathons and you have your body being torn in all these different capacities. So I would make strength less of a focus and make whatever you're trying to compete in, whatever you're trying to excel at, a primary focus, and make strength maybe not disregarded, of course. I mean, it's great to keep doing the strength training, but I definitely wouldn't make it a primary focus. And if you're doing 5 days a week of weightlifting and these kind of advanced types of periodization, then you're probably not making it a focus. So I would almost cut it back to just 2 days a week. And if it were me and I were giving recommendations to someone, I would say that you should probably have a squat, a press, and some kind of pull. So like the 5x5 type programs that I've recommended in the past would probably be really good. They would allow you to continue to grow in strength. If you're going to do the calisthenics movements instead, then I would do the squat, and on one day I would do squat, dips, and pull-ups, and on the other day I would probably do something like squat, overhead pressing, and deadlifts, and I would probably just limit it to that. I would probably try to stay as limited and how much I did with that as possible. But that's just how I would probably integrate it in if I were designing a program based around those parameters. So there's a lot of detail on that one question, so I apologize if it's too much. You guys let me know what you think of the video in the description box below. If you have any questions that you would like to see, if you'd like to see me do the videos differently, then go ahead and mention that. And if I don't get much of a response or many questions or anything in the description box below, then I probably will just continue doing videos as I have without the Q&A type thing every week. But I appreciate you guys watching. Take it easy, and I'll talk to you soon.